Welcome to the Carry On Couple Podcast with Ryan and Katrina. This is our podcast about our adventures and how we make life magical. We're going to tell you all about how we travel the world on a tight budget and still make it awesome.
We can't say that our way will work for everybody, but we want to share our experiences with you so that you might be able to have your own travel adventures. And if you're listening, we want you to know that you and I, we're in a club now, the Carry On Club.
Episode 49!
The 49th.
Last week, on Carry On Couple Podcast, we took a trip to where hobbits call home and other high-adventure fun.
This week.
This just in, breaking news. We interrupt this usual New Zealand trip for a special trip we took during the holidays.
Take it away.
All right, so we're going to start before we introduce this, really, is our shout out to Joey and his podcast.
That's right.
Laugh It Up Fuzzball. Go listen to it. I actually am catching up now. I was listening a little bit today, and as usual, I love it. He usually does during his summer, he does a summer of guests. That's when we go on. Mm-hmm. He's doing a lot of his solo stuff, and I love that stuff too. So he's the episode I'm on, he's talking about going to see The Rise of Skywalker. Ooh. So that was a really fun one to listen to. I'm about halfway through it now.
Nice.
So hopefully my next commute I can finish that off. But anyways, here's the picture of it as usual. Let's get our podcast on the road here.
All right.
So we're interrupting our New Zealand trip because we just did a trip where?
We went to a much colder destination.
Yep.
So we decided to, take a trip to New York.
New York. That sounds fun.
Right?
During the winter, that's great.
Yeah.
It's all beautiful.
We've done that before, and last time we did it, everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're going to New York for winter? It's going to be so cute and festive, and you're going to have such a good time.
Yeah.
And this time, we told people where we were going in New York, which was Buffalo.
We're going to Buffalo.
And Toronto, Canada. And instead of like, oh my gosh, how much fun you're going to have, we got...
You're going to Buffalo?
Why?
You know what's really funny? Because every person I said, we're going to Buffalo and Toronto.
Yeah.
And they always said, why are you going to Buffalo? Because it's close to Toronto. We're landing in Buffalo to go to Toronto.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I thought that was a really strange reaction, different, and we're going to the same state, but
just way up north
way
of the
different.
state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone was just very skeptical of our choices, but I think we made a great choice.
Yeah, it was fun. Do we want to just jump into our general observations?
General observations?
Okay, so let's kind of talk. For Buffalo, we didn't really spend much time in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's just one day.
The general observation for me there is it was cold because we landed at midnight. So it was like cold. 18 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty darn cold. Other than that, the hotel we stayed at was really close to the Buffalo Sabres arena.
Yeah, it was. We didn't realize how close it was until we had to go to the stadium.
Yeah. So that's really the observations we have about Buffalo.
I know, we don't really have any other observations there.
So let's do our observations about Toronto because we spent most of our time there. For me, I pointed out at one of our meals, I was like, it's really flat around here. It's a very flat city.
It's very walkable.
And especially if it's a warmer month, you could probably walk everywhere.
Yeah.
But even when it was cold, we were walking most places. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah. And there are Tim Hortons everywhere.
Yes.
Way more than Starbucks.
Yep.
Also Subway sandwiches.
Yes, Subway is everywhere. I was just going to say that.
Sandwiches.
And almost more than Subway, there's like animal hospitals or animal care places.
Right. Like people in Toronto really love their animals.
Yeah, we actually heard on the radio that a lot of people spend more money on their pets than they do the humans in their lives. Mm-hmm. So, which is understandable. A lot of people do that.
And there are just a small number of outdoor skating rinks available. In the Toronto area.
Do we have a number on that?
At least 50.
Yeah.
I think more than 50. So, just a small number, nothing crazy. Lots of brick buildings and tiny houses. So small and kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. We have some pictures at some point.
Yeah. So that number was, there's 54 artificial outdoor Yeah, so I don't know what the total of. I guess they can't really keep track of the skatable ice that's out there, but artificial they keep track of, and that's 54 outdoor artificial ice rinks.
And another general observation was, for being a big city, parking was so strange.
It was hard
compared to here. Like here, it's hard to find parking because you can't, it's all taken. Mm-hmm. But there, it was just where are the parking lots?
Yeah, it was just hard to find, literally.
Where are the options? I don't even see that many cars.
Yeah.
And it was expensive parking too.
Yes, it was very expensive. Did we mention the outdoor rinks were free? Did you say that?
I did not say
Outdoor rinks were free if you bring your own skates. Yeah. That's great. Some of the rinks you actually have to bring your own skates.
Right, because there's no rentals available.
Yes. Brick buildings everywhere.
I already said that.
You did. Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the other thing when you said that. Where are we since you were...
So we were talking about, I guess next up is that we talked about the animal care places, but also puppies. Many puppies.
Yes.
It was so cute.
And she also means grown dogs. She just always calls them puppies.
Yeah, they're all puppies.
Yeah. The streetcars. They do have streetcars, which is light rail or...
a tram?
Yeah, like a tram.
Maybe.
They recently upgraded them, so they're super quiet.
Yeah, that was pretty strange. They were very stealthy.
Yeah, you'd be able to hear them coming, but not like you would say New York City, the overground trains, or you can hear them coming.
You can hear them.
That was really nice.
Much more quiet. Lots of graffiti and street art all over.
Yeah,
which is fun for me.
Speaking of streets, a lot of the streets are named either King or Queen or some variation of it.
It was a little confusing.
Yeah,
at times.
Queen Elizabeth Way, King's Way, Queen's Way, Queen Street, King Street.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff
variations.
Like that. Yeah.
Also, this one's you, babe. Wow, that is that the ocean?
I really thought it was the ocean, but it was just a huge lake. Because
Toronto's very much not by the ocean.
In California, lakes you can see the other side.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But that was funny.
We already kind of talked about how walkable it was. It's a lot of pedestrians, even though it was cold.
Grilled cheese sandwiches apparently are a hot ticket item.
Yeah.
At least from what we saw.
Yeah, Tim Hortons has free Wi-Fi, much like Starbucks.
Yeah, which is super awesome. Starbucks also has free Wi-Fi, but they're kind of hard to find.
But the Tim Hortons, a lot of them are 24 hours, was that?
Yeah, a lot of them were 24 hours, or at least have one part that's 24 hours.
Yeah. You could tell the people who lived there that weren't wearing gloves.
Yeah, no
Because
gloves.
It was actually warm for them.
Yeah, no gloves, and a lot of times no hat, which I was like, I can't. I'm cold. Yeah. I need my hands and my head covered. And also no one wears sunglasses.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Being from California, everyone wears sunglasses. Yeah. So that was really weird. I put mine on a couple times and felt like such a weirdo. So I took them off.
Yeah, I wonder if that's how mine got kind of destroyed was from the cold. Yeah. Because my sunglasses actually, a layer, fell off, basically. It was really weird. Maybe it was because of the cold. Why. Yeah. I don't know. We had to look into that. There's what were you going to say? Were you going to talk about everybody in the sports, or?
I was, but you can talk.
Okay, well, everybody's into sports. Yeah. Whether it's the Raptors, the Blue Jays, or the Maple Leafs, or the Marlies.
What was the little thing that they were doing? Now I can't remember it.
That was Buffalo.
But still.
Yeah, the Buffalo also is really into their sports, too.
That's what I mean. On this whole trip, everyone was super into it.
Yeah, during the Buffalo game that we went to, spoilers, there was... everybody was cheering because they were showing the time of the football game that was happening. Not because of the score, because of the time that it was happening.
Because the football game was happening on the same day.
Yeah.
But also, we got off the plane in Buffalo, and this dude was doing He
was doing a chant that happens at games.
And people were...
responding.
It was weird.
Yeah, at midnight. At the airport.
People were it's still into it. And I was like, okay, sports. Go sports. Woo!
If you go to this area, and I'm talking about Buffalo or Toronto, during Christmas time, there's a Christmas station that was incredible.
It was so good.
It was actually the Buffalo Christmas station.
But we got it through our whole trip, all the way in Toronto.
We were getting better reception from the Buffalo station than we were from the Toronto stations. Yeah. Which was amazing. We were thinking, this is going to die. Now they think about it, though. All the radio signal has to do is go over the lake.
Yeah.
So there's nothing blocking it. So that makes sense why it was still there. How about the weather? We kind of mentioned how people were.
It was
wearing
cold,
gloves. Yeah.
but as we were telling people before we left, there was a what would we say?
A heat wave, quote unquote, air quotes.
A heat wave going through. The temperatures rised. How warm was it?
It got to like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
So it wasn't by any means like hot.
No,
but,
it was still cold.
It was,
and that was
it
like
was warmer than we
the
thought it was
high.
going to be. Yeah, it was warmer than we thought it was going to be, though.
Yeah.
We were expecting low 20s.
Yeah, and snow.
Yeah.
But, so it was good and bad that we got warmer weather. Good because it was warmer, which was nice.
Yeah.
But bad because we kind of wanted the snow, and we had some things that we wanted to do that were kind of like dependent upon the colder weather.
Yeah.
So good and bad.
Yeah.
Also, wind chill, guys. I know we've said
Especially
this
in the
before,
buildings.
But
Well, not in the buildings,
my
but
goodness, in like
between
the
the buildings.
breezeways,
Yeah.
Ay.
Yeah.
The wind would start going, and I was like, okay, I lied. It was not warm. It's cold.
Okay, so let's go on to lodging.
Okay.
We did something different.
Oh, but wait, talk
What?
about because I forgot we had 2 places we stayed.
Oh,
so
right,
we should
right.
talk about the Buffalo Lodging.
Buffalo Lodging.
And then the new thing.
The Buffalo Lodging was a hotel, and it was the Marriott, the Courtyard Marriott.
Yeah, I think
downtown.
Sure.
Downtown Courtyard Marriott. There we go. I knew I would get there. But that one, like we said, was very close to the KeyBank Arena.
Yes.
So it's like right in the center of all the things that you'd want to do, because KeyBank Arena is kind of on the coast, I guess, of the lakeside.
Yeah, it's by
and
the
then
lake.
yeah, so there's a lot of things to do around that area. So that's a good spot to go. We actually used points from our wedding.
Yeah.
We
which
finally were able to use our points.
was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've tried a couple times, and it just hasn't worked out. So this was perfect.
Yeah.
So we got to use those points. And it was a really nice hotel. We have a
was.
little video.
Yeah, we can show
of
this
our
video.
room.
Or-
So we stayed at the Marriott, and like I said, it's very nice with that little video for you. And we didn't realize how close it was to the arena. So we got all bundled up to go to the game, and then we realized that it was like, I don't know, across the street basically. So it's a really great location if you're going to go watch some kind of sporting event or concert or something
Yeah.
at, I don't remember the name of the arena.
KeyBank.
That one. Really great location. But yeah, so that hotel was super nice, and it was free for us.
Yeah, so that was good. So now we're going
Now
into our
we tried
Toronto
something
one.
new.
We tried something new for Toronto, and what was that?
Couchsurfing.
We've talked about couchsurfing before, and actually our host had mentioned that they listened to some of our episodes, and they're like, oh yeah, we listened and heard that you haven't done couchsurfing yet.
Right.
So this is our first time doing it. So now we can check off on our list that we've done couchsurfing.
And it was super awesome.
It was for this one. This was like the perfect first trip
Yeah.
for couchsurfing, because these hosts have both couch surfed and hosted
Yeah.
many times before. I think they said we were like like the 50th. Like
yeah, they've
somewhere.
had a lot of people stay with them, and they've stayed with other people before, but not as much as they've had people stay with them. So they were like, veterans at having people stay. And I realized when we were getting ready to do this and we were trying to find somebody to stay with, that I've been a member of Couchsurfing for
many years.
4 years
Yeah.
now, and we haven't used it, which is pretty crazy. So I was a little worried that we weren't going to be able to find someone to take us, because I was like, oh, I've been on here for so long and haven't used it. That's going to seem weird. So I was really nervous. So I went on there and I filled out my whole profile, because you can, some people leave it pretty sparse, but I put it full detail. So hopefully people would get an idea of kind of like who I am or who we are, and be a little more comfortable. It's really, if you haven't checked it out before, it's pretty easy. You can be verified or not verified. To be verified, you do have to pay. It was
Which we accidentally did.
$60?
Yeah, $60.
So we ended up doing that. We didn't actually mean to, but
Yeah.
we did it, and I
Whoops.
think that was good,
Yeah.
because it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You can be on there as an unverified
Yeah.
member, and that would be fine probably.
Yeah. The verified is kind of a peace of mind for all the parties.
Yeah. And basically, you can reach out to people and see if they want you to stay with, or if they want you to stay with them. So that's what we did. We contacted a specific person. I basically looked around, okay, who is accepting guests in the Toronto area, and looked for someone who I felt would be a good fit for us.
Yeah.
And I found somebody who seemed super awesome and great, and I wrote them a message basically telling a little bit more about us and what our trip was going to be about and what was going on. And luckily, they wrote back, and they did ask, oh, you've been on here for a while and you don't have any references. That's kind of weird. And I was like, it is, I know, because we haven't actually used it yet.
Yeah.
I've just been on here and almost used it, but not actually used it. But we talked some more and got comfortable, and they ended up letting us stay with them, which was super awesome. But that's a big part of the Couchsurfing community is you leave references for people when you stay with them or when they stay with you. And it's actually really cool. I didn't realize this, but when we got home, I got an email saying that our host had left a reference, and if we wanted to see it, we could write them a reference in return, and then they both automatically post and go live at the same time. And you can't edit your reference like afterwards, so you don't know what they say about you, kind of a thing. I think it helps keep it a little more even and honest. And if you don't do it, I think they give you 2 weeks afterwards to do it. And if you don't do it, you can still leave a reference, but it's a different type of reference.
Right. Okay.
So that was pretty cool. And the references are super helpful for anyone who's out there thinking about using it. I definitely recommend, going through those. You can get a really good feel of like how people's experiences have gone, what the person is like. And that's both ways, if you're looking for a host or if you're looking for somewhere to stay, or opposite. I said the same thing twice.
Yeah.
But, so we had a great experience, though. You want to talk some more about that?
Yeah, so we're not going to show a video of where we stayed.
Yeah, no,
because this is somebody's house. Yeah, it's a little different than the other things we've done. But we had our own room in this one, which was great. They actually made us breakfast one morning.
They made us breakfast 2 times.
Yeah, 2 times actually. Yeah,
we
didn't even ask for it. They just did it for us. Not all of them are going to be like this, I imagine. Yeah. But these 2 are very nice.
Yeah, they made us breakfast twice. We had like a little, like another sort of like small meal with them at another point. We talked with them over like coffee and drinks and stuff, which was really, they were super talkative, super interesting and interested in what we had to say. Stories. So it was really fun. We actually watched their wedding video, which was really fun. We found out that there's a thing called karaoke.
Oh, I don't know.
Look it up, guys. Yeah. Look it up. It's
karaoke, like getting married. But mix that with karaoke. Yeah. Karaoke.
It was wonderful. So we had so much fun talking with them. And like I said, I just really made us feel really comfortable kind of getting to know them and sharing experiences.
So speaking of experiences, checking in was actually a little bit rough for us. So let me talk about that a little bit. We had to cross the border to get from Buffalo to Toronto, obviously. But we wanted to stop at Niagara Falls. So we crossed the border. It took a little longer than we thought. Yeah, it's basically crossing over any border. They check your passport. They ask you a bunch of questions. We just happened to be behind in a line where somebody was getting talked to a lot, which is okay. We ended up getting across. Actually, we'll backtrack in a little bit about why it took us so long to get to the border. But let's continue talking about this first. So we get to Niagara. It's dark already because the sun goes down pretty early because we're further north.
Super early.
And they had this, the falls were really fun. We'll talk about that later. But we realized we couldn't make it to the original time we were supposed to check in. Yeah, so we messaged the host and asked if we can check in a little later. And he said, you know what, my wife's going to be there, so this should be fine. Just be there by this time. And we're like, okay, we're going to. We can
do it.
We ended up getting there about 5 minutes before. No, 10 minutes
we got there like 15 or 20 minutes before we were supposed to. Which, great. Gives us a little wiggle room, figure out how to park and like get a hold of them. Except for...
The phones weren't working.
Our phone, my phone was freaking out, and I was the only one with contact. Well, I mean, we couldn't have contacted them on your phone, though, because the contact stuff was in my phone.
That's true.
So we were panicking and trying to do stuff, and then we finally... I basically just... I don't know. I'm horrible at getting places and finding things.
She improvised very well.
Yeah, and I just basically like talked my way into their building.
Yeah.
And then like somehow magically found their door.
Yeah.
In like record time. And it was like a maze in there. And knocked on the door, somebody opened it, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Katrina. Are you our host?"
Yeah.
And I felt I was like, I'm so sorry we're late.
It ended up working out that way.
But it was a close call.
Yeah, that was definitely a close call. So yeah, literally I didn't meet our host until the next morning.
Yeah, and that's no fault of theirs. That was all... It
was all us.
All on us. But it was definitely stressful. Yeah. And like I said, they were so flexible and so wonderful through the whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah, the cool thing about this place, though, is there's free parking. We rented a car. I don't think we mentioned that. We rented a car. And we had our own room and bathroom.
Yeah.
We... was there anything else that was about that place? It was a good location.
It was in a really good location. It was very.
It was in a location that they're building up to be better, also too. Yeah. So the location's only improving.
Yeah.
It was in West Toronto because it was west of Yonge Street.
I believe you.
But yeah. So anything else about the lodging specifically? I think.
No, I think that's pretty good.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the transportation.
Okay.
The flights. That's how we got there. We flew.
Yeah.
We were in a plane. We didn't fly the plane. We were in the passenger plane. Okay.
So one of the weird things about this flight was which I haven't seen in a while, there were a lot of children getting like dropped off to go on the plane by themselves, which is not weird. Like I've been that kid, but I just feel like I haven't really seen it.
There were like 5 or 6 families.
In so long. And then there were so many. So I was kind of like, wow, there's another one. And there was puppies. There were 2 dogs on our plane.
Yeah, there's a German Shepherd and
a smaller dog that I can't remember what the type of. But they were both super, super cute.
Yeah.
And there was also a cat.
That's right, the cat.
Who was in the bathroom with me. And I thought it was like a kid making a cat noise, and then I realized
it was actually
a cat making a cat noise. So yeah, that was kind of fun. And the flight attendants on both of our flights were like super decked out and like
they had like Christmas sweaters on.
And it was very festive.
Yeah.
And then we have a cool video of something they did special on the way home.
Yeah. I'll put that here. So what it was is we didn't get the beginning of it because I didn't realize that was going to happen. But that was a really cool song.
They did that, and the flight attendant did a couple of those little kind of like carols. Yeah, and it was really sweet.
Yeah, it really was. One of the flight attendants or the pilots needed a ride. It was a pilot. He needed a ride.
Not one of the pilots flying the plane, but like another pilot who happened to be on the plane.
Yeah, as we were landing in Buffalo, he needed a ride to Toronto, and we were thinking like, if you want to stay one night, because we can get you to Toronto.
Because he was like, I really need a ride, and I'll pay for gas. And we were like, we are going, but he needed to be there that night, and we weren't going that night, so we couldn't help.
There was one of the flights. Was it the one on the way to Buffalo with the turbulence?
I think so.
Yeah, one of them had more turbulence than we usually get.
It was a lot of turbulence. They actually made an announcement that was like, okay, you can't get out of your seat for the next 25 minutes.
Yeah. I
was like, what?
Yeah. Also, it was enough turbulence to wake her up.
Yeah, that was the only reason I heard the announcement, because I was like, what's going on?
And we, for the first time in a while, we checked all of our bags. Yeah. And the only reason why is because we had a separate bag specifically because we brought our ice skates. Yeah. Because we knew there was going to be ice skating around, and it was, we're like, okay, we get free checked bags, so
why not use it?
Let's do it. But yeah, so we checked our bags, which was easy process as usual for us. It's you just do have to do a little bit more waiting at the airport when you land. Oops. But it wasn't a big deal. And then we got a rental car.
We did. Yes. And we were back and forth on whether we needed a car or not for like the whole time we were planning this trip.
Yeah, and the reason why we decided to get a rental car is because there's a place called Arrowhead Provincial Park, where there's actually like a 1.5 kilometer skating trail.
Yes, it goes like through the forest and it looks super awesome. And we really wanted to go do that.
It's about 2 hours outside of Toronto.
And there were other options, but it seemed, once we looked into all the options, renting a car was like the most cost-effective way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And gives a little bit of flexibility. And this is one of those activities that I was talking about that we ended up not being able to do because it was too warm.
It was too warm, so the trail was closed. So we have this rental car. We got the rental from Costco because we're Costco members.
Which was a really good deal.
Yeah, that's a pro tip. Costco has pretty good prices for rentals. You obviously shop around, but for this trip, Costco was the best one around. The good thing about doing it from Costco is you get an additional driver for free.
Yeah.
So we didn't need to add, like, I'm usually the driver. We didn't need to add Katrina, but
we had the option, so we did.
The cool thing about this one was it was a brand new car.
Yeah.
Like, it had 1,000 miles on it or something.
I know, and they upgraded us to because I think we
did a mid-size.
We did mid-size.
And they gave us a full size.
Which we didn't need, but it was still nice.
Yeah.
It was very cozy.
The great thing about it is the trunk was huge.
Oh my gosh, it fit so many things.
Yeah, it was a 2020 Nissan Altima, if anybody was really
nothing
curious
fancy,
about it.
But we were very disappointed there were not seat warmers.
Oh, it looked like there should have been too.
Because it was so new, so we were like, there's gonna be seat warmers.
Yeah, there wasn't. But we didn't really need them. It was
warm enough, but it would have been nice.
We realized though we should have gotten the car the day that we landed rather than the day we were leaving Buffalo.
Yeah.
It all made sense in our heads why we did what we did. And it still made sense. But if we didn't realize how close we were to the arena and how quickly we needed to leave and how much easier it would have been to leave.
Parking at the hotel was pretty cheap for a hotel, so it ended up being
$18 or something.
But for a hotel, that's
that's not
decent.
much. Yeah.
But so basically, we had like a weird thing happen.
So
where we signed up for a Lyft.
Yep.
And then it said it was going to be like 15 minutes.
This is on the way back to the airport to get our car.
We were like, oh man, 15 minutes. Okay, fine. After about 15 minutes, the driver couldn't find us.
We saw the driver too.
And canceled our ride.
So
we had to...
Within eye shot.
Yeah, we were so mad. So then we had to do another one. And because it was like 15, 20 minutes later, the price had gone up an extra $10.
That's crazy, yeah.
Which was really annoying.
Yep.
And we had to wait another... 20 minutes for a ride. So basically 45 minutes of wasted time trying to get a lift, and then the extra
45 minutes of not being on the road.
Yeah, the extra 20 minutes of doing that. So that was basically our whole drive and some.
Yeah.
That was wasted. So we were not in a good mood at that point.
That was one of our first bad experiences with ride sharing though, like at least something like that. So
but that's what really made me think if we'd just gotten the rental car and already had it, we'd already be there, and I was very
there was a lot
grouchy.
of ifs and what ifs. There was a lot of ifs, like what if we did this, what if we did that.
And I was only grouchy because we were on a kind of tight time frame to get to our place, like we already said. So I was like, we're not gonna have time, and we're not gonna get there, and then we're gonna have to spend more money because we're gonna have to get a hotel. Which we did consider because we didn't want to inconvenience our hosts, so we offered we're so sorry we had to change things and we're running late and all this stuff, but it worked out.
Yeah,
everything was great.
So there's another thing we mentioned, the streetcar.
Yeah, and we actually got to use the streetcar a couple times.
They're very convenient,
super easy,
really easy to use. They're frequent there. There's at least one line that we know of that runs 24 hours. I'm sure there's a couple.
Yeah.
But the Queensway line runs 24 hours, and the reason why we knew that is because we actually knew somebody there that works on the streetcars.
Yeah.
So that was very convenient to get that information from them. And it's not very expensive.
No, it was super easy. My favorite part had to be the frequency.
Yes.
I swear it was every 5 minutes a new one was showing up. So you didn't really have to worry. It was very reminiscent of other places with good transportation where you're just like, okay, I missed that one, but it'll be fine because there's another one in 5 minutes. Or 10 minutes at the most, which was great.
Yeah. The currency there is was there any other transportation we used? No.
I think that was it. We walked.
Considered using, if we didn't get a rent-a-car, we were going to use a mega bus to get there. But that's neither here nor there because we didn't do it.
We did not do it.
So the currency they use is the Canadian dollar in Canada. In Buffalo, they use the American dollar.
Yeah, that's true.
But the U.S. dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar as of this recording, so that was good for us.
Yeah.
The prices were still similar to L.A., so it didn't feel any different for us.
Yeah, so we had some people tell us it was going to be like really expensive, but we live in Los Angeles, so I would say it was about the same.
Yeah. We actually did not get cash out. We ended up using credit cards the whole time.
We thought about it, but I don't know. We just ended up not doing it.
Yeah.
And then we almost needed it for one thing. We bought this souvenir, and we thought it was going to be cash only. And I was like, okay, we can go get cash out because I really want this thing. Mm-hmm. And do you want to know what the thing is?
What was the thing?
Baby Yoda ornament.
Oh man, maybe when we go to another video, you can grab that and we can show you guys.
But yeah, so I was like, we are not leaving without this. So if we have to go to an ATM and get cash right now, this would be the reason we have Canadian dollars.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't have any. A lot of times we collect coin from these trips, but I think we already have Canadian coin. I think in our little jar.
We probably do.
We often get Canadian coin here in America because it looks so similar to the quarter.
It's close.
Okay, so babe.
Yeah.
Who's in the mood for food?
Okay, so since we were last minute on this trip, we didn't really do much prepping as far as looking up food.
Yeah, I feel like it's Christmas time. It's the end of the year. It's very busy. So I feel like I just did not do what I usually do.
No, there wasn't a lot of research with this trip.
And I was kind of trying to do it on the trip, and it just didn't happen. Yeah. So I feel like we definitely missed a lot of things that I would have wanted to do.
But we still ate a lot.
We still ate a lot of yummy stuff.
Yeah.
And the other factor that caused us to miss things, it was Christmas time. So people had holiday hours.
Yep. Holiday hours.
So yeah, that caused problems.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
So let's start with a couple of breakfasts that we purchased because we had the breakfast at our host.
Yes.
What did they...
That's also on here.
Oh, it's also on here. Yes, it is. Okay. So we went to a place called Egglicious Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that? What city is that in, babe?
Oh gosh. What?
Do you remember what it was? Do you want to try to pronounce it?
It's a Boca Coco.
No. It's a Tobacco.
That's what I said.
It looks like a Tobacoke. But it's a Tobacco.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Anyways, this place, the one in Etobicoke, the Egglicious Cafe in Etobicoke serves alcohol. I don't know if the other one does. I don't know where the other one is. There's one other location, but this one serves alcohol.
Yeah, so I got a mimosa.
Yes,
and it did not come in a champagne flute. It came in like a giant glass.
Yeah.
Like a huge glass.
I think I have a picture of it.
It was so gigantic. Yeah. And it was delicious. It was like with some orange juice and I think like pineapple juice or something like that. It was really good.
Yeah. What else was there?
I got a Reuben sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Which was amazing.
Oh, we didn't say what I got for drink. I got a coffee.
Oh. Yeah, my sandwich was really good. The portions at this place were huge. We took half our food with us. Because we couldn't finish it.
Which was perfect.
And it was good because it was a really great snack later.
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got it was an omelet of some type, wasn't it? The Benny, the Egglicious Benny.
Yeah.
That was the one. Yeah, we can see that here. That one was so good. The thing I liked the most about this place is the little fruit displays that they had.
They were so cute.
But with my Egglicious Benny, they have potatoes. Mm-hmm. Like, just usual potatoes, but there was actually an option to upgrade to breakfast poutine. And the breakfast poutine was
a good choice.
Basically they made it was like poutine is French fries with the gravy on top. This one they just put that gravy on top of the breakfast potatoes.
Yeah.
So good.
It was amazing.
So good. But yeah, so where else are we? I'm looking at the pictures of these.
Right.
So.
Oh, then after another breakfast that we had was at a place called Cora.
Yeah, that was one that I found while we were.
Yeah. I know you were really good at finding breakfast places, which is pretty much the norm.
Yeah.
But it was so cute inside. They had like these wooden signs of like all their dishes, and they were like hand painted and stuff. And their little logo is like a little sun.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And it's really happy. But we had really good food there.
Did I not take a picture of your food?
You did.
Oh.
I had a crepe burrito. That's right.
Yeah.
A crepe burrito.
Yeah.
And it had like a black bean patty inside of it and some other stuff. It came with like salsa and sour cream and everything. So it was like a breakfast burrito wrapped in a crepe instead of tortilla. And I loved it. It was a very strange thing. But when I ordered it, the waitress was like, oh yeah, that's like one of our top sellers. And I was like, yes.
then I guess I will have it.
Yeah.
And we also had a what's this called?
That's a crepe.
The crepe, but it was the special one.
Banana Blast.
Banana Blast. It was basically Nutella and banana.
I think that crepe had to have at least one bunch of bananas in it.
Yeah, I think it had like
maybe
5.
two.
It had
at least 5 bananas.
Bananas. And probably a jar of Nutella. Or hazelnut spread, as they said.
Yeah. It was
But yeah, you can see the picture. I put my hand next to this. Like, this hand right here is next to that crepe. And that thing was... We didn't even finish that one.
No, we didn't.
And we didn't even take it with us because it wouldn't have held stayed.
Up. But it was so good, but it was huge, and it was so filling because there was so much stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
So we didn't finish it.
Yeah. We also, in Buffalo, at the hockey game, we had beef on weck.
Guys.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I took a picture of it with the beautiful lighting in the arena.
It's not a good
doesn't
picture.
look appealing, but you know, there's the picture
good.
nonetheless.
It was, what was the type of meat? It was roast beef, right?
Roast beef.
Roast beef, like dipped in the au jus on a special kind of roll that was like hand dipped into like these seeds and salt on the top, and then it came with horseradish, like straight up horseradish.
Yeah.
And pickles.
Oh yeah. That horseradish was delicious.
And some chips.
Yeah.
And I was in heaven. I'm actually kind of sad we didn't get another one before we left. But it was really good.
And you know, we're also going to backtrack even more from that game. Before the game, we went to a place called Healthy Scratch.
Oh, I forgot about Healthy Scratch.
And Healthy Scratch, we got an egg salad sandwich.
Yes.
And a vegetable sandwich.
A roasted vegetable sandwich.
Yeah, and also a hot cocoa and a coffee.
Yeah. A roasted vegetable sandwich has become one of my favorite random sandwiches besides BLT.
We got a picture of half of our sandwiches here because about halfway through we realized we didn't take pictures.
But it was good. It was, again, very close to the arena.
That one was literally
just right
like shared
across
the
the
street corner with
it was great.
And then what do we have? We went to a place called Thai Island. Now this was just literally a mall food because that was in the same mall as the Hockey Hall of Fame, which was something we did.
Yes.
So this one was just a quick bite because we were starving and we knew we'd be even more hungry.
I know. I was kind of sad because afterwards we went somewhere and there was a bunch of like street food type stuff and I was like, no, we could have had that.
Yeah, but we weren't sure. But
we weren't sure, and honestly, like the food we had was especially for being inside of a mall, it was so good.
Yeah.
We had. What did we have there? We had veggie spring rolls, we had pad thai, we had vegetables, and a peanut chicken curry.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
It was like typical like Chinese fast food or Thai fast food, I guess.
But nicer.
But it was good. It was good. Yeah, it was
nicer.
Quality. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fresh.
We also went to this place called Black Camel. Do we want to say Black Camel for last?
Yeah, let's talk about the Chinese food.
The Chinese food.
Because we also had Chinese food.
The Chinese food was, that one was called...
Oh, Bamboo Kitchen.
Bamboo Kitchen.
Yeah. And that was just, we were literally looking for something to eat on the way from our last stop back to where we were staying. And we actually walked in and no one was in there. We thought it was closed and we were like about to turn away and the guy was like, no, go ahead. So that was really nice. But we got this ginger beef and onion stir fry.
Yeah. Look at that picture. That looks so good with the rice.
I had never had that before, and I love ginger, so it was really, really good.
Yeah, and going to a Chinese food place for us, we can't go without getting spring rolls.
Yeah, I have to get
spring rolls. So we got the spring rolls. And they always come in threes.
I know.
It's either threes or ones.
I know. It's so sad.
Like, there's two of us. Can it just be two?
Yeah.
And then we also got wontons.
Yes, because I wanted to get dumplings, but
they were out of dumplings.
So we got wontons. The wontons were really good, too.
Yeah.
But... I wanted the dumplings.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can talk about Black Camel.
Black Camel. So you This was one of the things that you actually found.
Mm-hmm.
It was another like, what was it? Not roast beef. It was brisket. It was brisket on a roll.
Yes, it's a brisket sandwich.
I have a picture of it. The picture was taken in our car, so again, it's beautiful lighting.
Yeah, because the restaurant, again, holiday hours, we found out they were closing. We had literally had enough time to get to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Before they closed.
I didn't even get out of the car.
Yeah.
I dropped her off in front of the restaurant.
And I ran inside.
Yeah.
Literally ran inside like, are you still open?
Yeah.
And I must have scared the poor guy who was starting to clean up. And he was like, ugh, yeah, we're still open. And I was like, I can order food? He was like, yes.
Yeah, I had to take this picture after taking a bite because otherwise it just looked like a roll.
Yeah.
So that was,
It was really good. So the thing that I want to read here, like the description that got me. This is the description. And if it doesn't get you.
Here.
Whew. So the brisket takes 5 days to prepare. Given a dry rub, they marinate for 3 days. Then it gets slow cooked for 12 hours. And then it rests for 24 hours.
Well, why wouldn't you rest your food?
Right? Safe to say, it's ridiculously tender. I read that and I was like, 5 days to give me some brisket? I'm in. Like, hands down. This was like one of the things I was like, we have to make it to this place. I want to try the sandwich. And the lady who was working was very kind because then I didn't realize there was options. Like you could get different sauces and different like things added on. And I was like, oh gosh, I didn't know this came with options. What should I do? She was like, well, this is our top seller. Like, this is what we're known for. And I was like, great, give me 2 of those. So it was the brisket sandwich with their homemade barbecue sauce and caramelized onions. I took a bite and I was in heaven.
Yeah.
And I was so happy that I ordered 2 because I would not have wanted to share.
You wouldn't know. It's not you wouldn't have wanted to. You wouldn't have.
Like I would have, but it wouldn't have been an even split.
I don't know.
It would not. It would have been like 2 bites for you and the rest for me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, but and the meat just like melted in your mouth. It was so flavorful and so good. It was. I could see waiting for 5 days to eat one of these sandwiches. I wouldn't want to, but I get why they do have such a long process.
Yeah, could you imagine if you had to order that 5 days in advance?
No. I cannot imagine.
Oh, that's funny. And actually, we're not ending off with Black Camel because we did have more stuff.
I forgot there was more.
There is more. And it's actually just as good.
Yeah, this is a little different.
We went to a Christmas market, the Toronto Christmas market, and had this was more like drinks that we had there.
That's food.
We went to the Tipsy Elf, which was down a little
Such
alleyway.
a fun bar name.
Yeah. You had a spiked cider?
No, I had spiked hot chocolate.
Spiked hot chocolate. That's what it was.
I think we did rum in mine.
Yeah, you did.
It was quite good.
I had something called the Naughty and Nice.
Yes.
It was, stay with me here, it was half mulled wine and half hot chocolate.
Yes.
Which I asked the bartender, what does this taste like? She's like, I honestly don't know. I've never had it. And she's like, you want to try it? And I was like, yeah, I'll try it. So she hands me a full glass. I was like, oh, okay. So I tried it and I was like, I'll buy it.
I was actually really sad because I tried it after we got it and I had already ordered my drink and I would have changed my order because I really liked it. It was really good and very unique and unusual. But when we were talking about it, I was like, it's either going to be great or it's going to be so bad.
That's what I was thinking.
And I didn't think they would let you sample it. Otherwise, I would have waited.
Right.
But I liked mine, but I loved yours.
It was really good. And I think the cups were kind of cute, weren't they? If I remember.
Yeah, we had like a little Toronto Christmas market little thing on.
Yeah, and their little sign was really cute too, and
they had a lot of decked out and decorations. It was very, very cute.
Yeah.
We also at this market we tried. We had some poutine.
We did.
Which is like very traditional.
We did. I got a fancy picture here.
Comfort food.
Yeah.
We just got the traditional one, so it was with gravy and cheese curds. Mm-hmm. It was so good. We found a couple spots in the market, and they had lines were just so long that we kept kind of passing it up. And then I found one with a short line, and I was like, "We're getting this right now."
Or a not as long of line.
I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, I guess so.
And what else did we get?
We got, what else did we get from there? Oh, we got the pierogies.
Yes.
Yeah, the pierogies were so good. And we are so lucky that we got there when we did. Because
they sold out.
Yeah. Like, I think maybe like 15, 20 minutes later.
Yeah,
they
so
were
we got
sold
really
out.
lucky.
Yeah.
They ran out, and in those we had the pierogies, and then they topped it with this heaping spoonful of caramelized onions.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I was very cold at that point. And so it was
Yeah.
like perfect because it was so warm, and it was just like, I don't know, warmed me all the way up.
Yeah. And then we did, we had like charcuterie with the host.
Yeah, so that was the other thing. They
yeah.
made us like a little spread with meats and cheeses and crackers and fruit,
Yeah.
Which was super nice.
Yeah, we just had conversation with the food, which was fun. We also had a homemade breakfast.
Yeah.
That was so good.
So yeah, we did have 2 breakfasts with them. One was like a more traditional kind of like eggs and bacon and rice.
Yep.
And then the other one that he's talking about, our host Sarah made for us, and it was like toasted bread with some meat, cheese, roasted vegetables, cucumbers, some like mustard. Was there anything else on there? There might have been something else. I don't know. It was amazing.
It was
though.
delicious.
Like
whatever
we
it
took
was.
a bite and we were like, "Oh my god, this is so good." So that was super awesome. And then I feel like we ate so much breakfast on this trip.
Well, there were mornings every time we woke up. So
Yeah, but I think because we ate breakfast like at other times of the day.
That's true, that's
Because we
true.
also, of course, we could not go to Canada and not try Tim Hortons.
Oh, Tim Hortons. Oh,
What do you got to say about that?
Tim Hortons. Their coffee is delicious. Their hot chocolate is really good.
That's really good hot chocolate.
And they have these things called Timbits, which are donut
Yeah.
holes, but better.
Way better.
Yes.
Like the donut holes here, I like donut holes, but these ones were on a new level.
Yeah. And the
The-
great thing was you get a single donut hole or a single Timbit, which is 69 cents.
Something like that.
You could get a 5-pack, you could get a 10-pack, you could get a 20-pack, you could get a 50-pack.
Yes, we didn't go that big, but we did get a 20-pack.
Yeah, we went as high as 20.
And
so worth it.
some of the flavors they had original, which is just like a glazed. They had chocolate glazed. They had something called birthday cake, which was my least favorite.
Yeah.
Honey glazed, which I really liked. And then my favorite ones. There was a chocolate coconut and a vanilla coconut.
Yes, both of those were really,
And those
really
were
good.
really good. And the vanilla coconut one kind of tastes like coffee cake. So that was my all-time favorite.
Yeah, because you really like coffee cake.
And when we were out, I was really sad because I could have eaten a bunch more of those. But they were all, the cake involved is really yummy.
Yeah. And then we didn't really. There's this place called Bang Bang Ice Cream.
Yes, and I really wanted to go there. This is one of those tragedies of holiday hours because we were so excited. We got there and they're supposed to be opening like 2 minutes after we got there, so we were waiting. And then time comes and passes and they're not open. We're still waiting. Ryan's trying to make sure we don't get a parking ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm all of a sudden
Which was so close to actually happening.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
And a lady comes up and she's walking her dog and she looks at me and she's just like, "They're not open?" And I was like, "I don't know. The sign says they should have opened 5 minutes ago, but nobody's here." And she was like, "Did you knock?" I was like, "No. I was trying to. I figured they were just running late." So we knocked, and eventually another person came and like we're all waiting outside, huddled outside this ice cream place when it's like 35 degrees out, anxiously waiting their opening. And the baker was in, and she comes out and very nicely lets us know that there was a mix-up, and whoever was supposed to come in and open the store thought they were opening an hour later or 2 hours later. Like, they just didn't know what time they were opening.
Yeah.
So they weren't going to be there for another hour, and we could not wait because we had to get going, so we didn't miss our flight home, sadly. But it looked amazing. I could see inside. I was right up there on the window staring. I tried to convince the baker to let me I was like, "I will give you money. Can you
Yeah,
just..."
she really did try to do
I will
that.
give you money. Please give me ice cream. It didn't work, but I tried.
Another downer.
Wait, I want to say what we were going to get.
What we were gonna get.
We were going to get...
That just makes me more depressed.
We were gonna
This is what
get
we were
this
going to get.
chocolate cookie, and it was like I don't remember exactly the type of chocolate cookie, but it was like a chocolate ganache cookie or something like that. Very fancy. With peppermint butter ice cream. That's all. I just had to say it because I'm real sad we didn't get it.
Yeah.
But they had all kinds of really unique flavors, and they're really known for their ice cream cookie sandwiches. So that's what I wanted, and we didn't get it, and it was the worst.
Yeah, I was trying to look up what the cookie was, but can't find it.
It was that Rococo. Rococo cookie.
There it is. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been really good.
Okay, but what else did we...
Okay, so there's something called the Ultimate Grilled Cheese.
Yeah.
And that one, we were like so excited because we looked at the hours. We're like, we got this. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
And we found out we looked up the wrong holiday hours.
Yeah. So we couldn't do it. And we thought we had it right, but we were looking at the wrong thing, or maybe it was just wrong online, and like they had a sign on their door or something.
The day we were going, we saw 3 different hours.
Yeah, so, it was different everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was so bummed because, like I said, there were a lot of little stalls and signs and street vendors with selling grilled cheese. It was like everywhere. So when I saw this, the ultimate grilled cheese sandwich in a city that obviously loves grilled cheese, I was beyond excited.
Yeah.
So next time.
Yeah, next time for sure.
But what did we get from Buffalo?
We did from Buffalo, actually in the airport, we got buffalo wings. Or as they call them there, wings.
Huh. Yeah, and that was the sign said that this was the bar that originally served what we know as buffalo wings.
I don't think it was that location.
But the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it said, the home of the original buffalo wings.
Mm-hmm.
We split it. We got hot and sweet barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
They were both really good. I thought that the hot both had a really good flavor.
Yes, they were very flavorful.
And the hot was like the perfect level of spicy, where it was like you felt the heat, but you weren't like dying. Mm-hmm. And then the sweet barbecue also had like a hint of spice in it.
It was spicy barbecue.
Which was nice. Oh, really?
It was spicy
I thought
barbecue.
It was sweet barbecue.
No, it was spicy barbecue.
Okay, that's why I was like, because I was like, oh, there was like a little spice in there, and it was a nice, because I feel like barbecue for me sometimes is too sweet.
Right. Yeah. No, that was definitely spicy barbecue.
And of course we got fried pickles because duh.
Yeah. And those were okay. I mean,
and some beer, and the beer was really good.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
That's right. It was a winter.
Oh.
It was a winter amber, I think.
Was it?
If I remember right, it definitely wasn't a stout.
My bad. We always order stouts.
Yeah, we do always order stouts. But hey, check this out. We're actually getting a little long here.
I think we gotta pause.
So we are actually going to pause. We're making this a 2-parter episode.
That's right.
Who knew that was gonna happen? Here I was before we were starting this. I was saying we're gonna make this a quick episode, and we didn't even get through food.
Not.
Well, it also helps. We're also making this kind of a couch surfing special too. So this will be couch surfing and food in Toronto and Buffalo.
Yeah, and we hope that you guys have a very happy New Year. And you'll just have to come back in 2020 to find out
this
the rest.
Is our last 2019 episode.
That's right.
What?
I know.
We're coming in up on a year of episodes.
It's coming up.
We're gonna have to do something special for that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But before we do something special for that, I guess we're just gonna have to end this.
All right.
Yeah.
See you next year.
Cue the music. Thank you for listening this week. If you enjoy this show, please share us with your friends.
And review us.
That's right. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Seriously, we're everywhere.
Everywhere. You can follow us too on Twitter at CarryOnCouplePC, Instagram or Facebook. That's Carry On Couple Podcast. And you can also email us.
That's right, at carryoncouplepodcast@gmail.com.
Now, we're all about these free podcasts. We're just doing this for fun. Really, we are. However, if you do want to support us, we won't say no to money. Just go to anchor.fm/carryoncouplepodcast and click the support this podcast link. We have an exciting opportunity for you. That's right, you can be heard on Carry On Couple Podcast.
What?
That's right. It's simple. You just download the Anchor FM app, search Carry On Couple Podcast, tap voice message, and start recording.
That's right. And if you have any tips and tricks of your own that you want to share, or any fun destination stories from a recent trip that you went on, please leave us a message.
The great thing is you can still listen to Carry On Couple Podcast on the platform of your choice. But if you want to be heard, download Anchor FM and leave us a message.
Until next week, thanks again, and remember, you and I, we're in a club now.